How smart dental clinics are using AI to never lose a lead again. Here's a number. That should make every dental clinic owner stop and think. Between 20 and 40% of dental leads never become patients, not because they weren't interested, not because they chose another treatment, and not because your clinic wasn't good enough. They disappear because somewhere between "I'm interested" and "I'd like to book," the conversation stopped. A message sat unread. A missed call wasn't returned. A website inquiry waited until the next morning. A social media message was buried under other notifications. And just like that, a patient who wanted your help quietly moved on. These weren't cold leads. These were real people who had already taken the hardest step. They reached out. Today, I'm going to show you how smart dental clinics are using AI to make sure that never happens again. Not as some futuristic technology, but as a practical system that works every single day, even while your clinic is closed. Let's start with where leads actually disappear. The first gap is response time. Imagine someone searching for a dentist at 9 p.m. They visit your website, fill out your contact form. Then they wait. And wait. No reply. No confirmation. No acknowledgement. The next morning, they've already contacted 2 or 3 other clinics. Here's something worth remembering. The first clinic to respond usually becomes the first clinic a patient trusts. Speed matters, not because people are impatient. Because the moment someone decides to take action, that moment doesn't last forever. The longer they wait, the colder the opportunity becomes. The second gap is unanswered questions. Someone sends a simple message. Are you accepting new patients? Or, do you offer Invisalign? The question sits in your inbox for hours. Sometimes, for an entire day. The patient doesn't usually send another message. They simply assume your clinic isn't very responsive, and they move on. The third gap is the not yet patient. Someone calls asking about implants, or veneers, or Invisalign. They sound interested, but they say, "I'd like to think about it first." Most clinics write a quick note, or promise to follow up later. Then the week gets busy. The note disappears. Nobody remembers. That patient never hears from the clinic again. They weren't saying no. They were saying, "Not yet." Without follow-up. Not yet slowly becomes never. The fourth gap happens after business hours. This is where many clinics lose some of their best opportunities. People often search for dental treatment after work, in the evening, on weekends, late at night. But if your clinic only responds when the front desk opens tomorrow morning, those leads spend 12 or even 15 hours waiting. By then, the conversation has already moved somewhere else. None of these gaps seem dramatic. Each one feels small, just a few hours. One missed message, one forgotten follow-up, but together, they quietly cost clinics dozens of patients every month. Now let's talk about AI, not the version you see in science fiction. The version dental clinics are using today. A smart AI system does 3 things exceptionally well. First, it responds instantly, no matter what time it is, no matter which channel the patient uses. Whether someone contacts your website, your Facebook page, Instagram, WhatsApp, or calls your clinic, the conversation starts immediately. No waiting, no silence, no missed opportunity. Second, AI keeps the conversation going. This is where modern systems are completely different from simple auto replies. The patient asks, "Do you offer Invisalign?" The AI answers. Then the patient asks, "How long does treatment usually take?" The conversation continues naturally. Then they ask about financing, weekend appointments, consultation availability, booking times. The conversation keeps moving forward, just like it would with a receptionist, because most patients don't ask one question. They ask several, and every answer moves them closer to booking. The third advantage is knowing when a human should step in. Some conversations should never be automated. Medical concerns, emergency situations, complex treatment questions, insurance discussions. A smart AI system recognizes those situations immediately. Instead of trying to answer, it notifies your team and passes the entire conversation. With full context already attached, your staff doesn't start from zero. They already know exactly what's happened. Let's see what this looks like in the real world. It's 9 p.m. Someone is scrolling Instagram. They see your clinic. They send one message. Hi, do you offer Invisalign? Within second, the AI replies. Yes, we do. We'd be happy to help. We also offer a complimentary consultation. Would you like to see available appointments this week? The patient asks another question. How much does it usually cost? The AI explains the typical treatment range, financing options, and consultation process. Then, the patient asks, do you have appointments on Saturday? The system checks availability, shares the booking calendar. The patient selects a time, confirms the appointment. The entire conversation takes less than 5 minutes. No receptionist, no front desk, no one staying late after work. The next morning, your team doesn't arrive to a long list of unread messages. They arrive to a confirmed appointment with the complete conversation history already waiting inside the CRM. Some clinic owners worry that patients might not like talking with AI, but the reality is surprisingly different. Patients don't usually think, AI answered me. They think, someone answered me immediately, fast, helpful. Professional service always feels better than silence, because waiting 12 hours for a reply doesn't feel personal. It feels ignored. AI also solves another major problem, the patient, who isn't ready today. Instead of disappearing forever, the system remembers them. It tags them, tracks them, then follows up later with helpful information, treatment education, or a simple reminder. No pressure, no aggressive selling, just staying connected until they're ready. That's exactly why platforms like Go High Level have become so powerful for dental clinics. Every lead, from every channel, flows into one intelligent system. Phone calls, website forms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, live chat, everything connects together. AI responds instantly, continues the conversation naturally, schedules appointments, flags complex situations for your team, and keeps following up with patients who simply need more time. Nothing gets forgotten. Nothing gets buried. Nothing quietly disappears. There's a free trial link in the description if you'd like to see exactly how this works inside a real dental clinic. Here's the biggest takeaway from today's video. Getting someone to contact your clinic is the hardest part of marketing. They've already shown interest. They've already trusted you enough to reach out. The only question left is, what happens next? For many clinics, the answer depends on whether someone is available. For smart clinics, the answer is much simpler. The system responds immediately, every time. Here's your action step. Think about the last 5 inquiries your clinic received, outside business hours. How long did those patients wait before receiving a response? 5 minutes? 5 hours? The next morning, that waiting time, it is where many new patients quietly disappear. And that's exactly the gap AI is designed to eliminate. If this video helped you understand why response speed matters more than ever, hit the like button. Subscribe for more practical dental automation strategies every week, and tell me in the comments, what's the longest you think a patient has ever waited for a reply from your clinic? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.